Welcome to the 217 Recovery Podcast. My name is Corey Winfield. Here with me tonight is Trevor. And tonight, before we get into talking with Trevor a little bit, I want to say thanks for the donations. We actually were able to purchase more Spreaker for the year. So if you're like, what the hell is Spreaker? It's how we're coming to you right now, if you don't know. But now we can record more than 15 minutes. So that's very cool. So the donations are having an effect, and we're not, like I said, buying pizzas and stuff like that. You know, we're going to use the money in the right way. And, of course, if you want to donate, you can do through PayPal, through Facebook, and also through GoFundMe. GoFundMe, though, like if you give them out, they take some too. So I guess PayPal will be whatever you want to do, though. We're appreciative, so do whatever you need to do. The links for those are online on our website, 217recovery.com. Before we get into the nitty-gritty here with Trevor, though, I got to talk about something because I think the devil hates us. The devil is coming against us. The devil is after the 217 crew. I noticed this yesterday, and it all came very clear to me because Rob was sitting at the table, and he was making this weird, like, circle motion with his wrist. And I looked at him, he's like, yeah, man, I hurt my wrist doing push-ups. I was like, what? So he heard himself doing push-ups, and then it all becomes clear. Like, Trevor's been dealing with back pain. He's got sciatica. I have sciatica. Matt took a tumble on his bike in front of Subway, like right out from front in Boyne City here, just takes a tumble on his bike. The brakes didn't work. And then Ryan, Ryan falls in, what lake is that?
That's Lake Michigan.
Yeah, he fell in Lake Michigan, and ice scraped his knee all up, and his leg just looked like hell. So I'm like, man, the devil, somebody's trying to, like, and we got some haters, and we're just like, man, like, what is happening? But we can laugh at it, I guess. I mean, you weren't laughing until you went to the chiropractor earlier today. But
No. It hurt.
it's like, man, and we're a bunch of old people, but, like, Rob and I are kind of really the only old ones. I'm not saying how old he is, but I'm 40. I mean, I feel old, but I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. We just got to be more careful. Way more careful. Well, Ryan just needs to quit trying to jump on
icebergs.
Yeah. He think he was just going to float away.
He started to. He started floating away and then tried jumping back and was like, oh, no, I ain't going to be able to get over there. And then he jumped, and he totally missed.
I told him earlier, I was like, dude, we need to have a bet. Because tell me, you're going to like this bet. I was like, we're going to make a bet. And if you win, I will grow my hair out. Because this big, it's not Dr. Phil bald, but it's got the back part bald. I was like, I'll grow my hair out for a year. I was like, and if you lose, you got to swim this whole lake over here. And he was like, what? I was like, all the way to the other side. He was like, do you know how far it is? I was like, yeah. Do you? He was like, doesn't matter. I'm not going to lose. I'm like, so you would bet me that. So he's going to swim across this lake.
Wait, with ice in it?
And that's another thing I told him, too. I was like, you don't even know what time of year. He was like, doesn't matter. I might do it in the summer, but I want to see just because the rescue team needs to be out there with him. he could at least like make it maybe 5 minutes before he realized that he's not going to make it. But in the winter when he jumped in, he would just be like, I want out. But in the summer, we'd pump him up, and he'd be like, yeah. Or like I said, he may win. And can you imagine my hair just for a year?
You'd have to have a comb over.
Yeah.
Donald Trump.
It would be so ridiculous.
Oh, God.
Oh, so I don't know what we're going to bet on yet, but we're going to make that bet. Either way.
I can't wait.
It's going to be silly.
217 shenanigans. Still go.
Silliness will be involved. I don't know. So here with Trevor, if you've seen our videos, pictures and stuff, you know what Trevor looks like. In your 28.
Yep.
He's 28. And we were kind of briefly talking about using, and it starts off, when we're younger and, people kind of enable us like, hey, it's cool. Everybody's drinking, you're only 16, but it doesn't matter. Back in my day, we used to hang out at the gas station. This is how crazy this is. We'd hang out at the gas station and just ask random people, hey, man, give us a case of beer. Here's $20. And they would come out with it. I mean, if some punk-ass kid came up to me like that, I'd be like, you've lost your mind. Where's the popo?
I'm going to jail.
But, so that's what we would do. But, it starts out young, and, they're not 21, but they will be. And I don't know, it's so socially acceptable, they say. But I mean, it's really poison, and it's a trouble drug, and a lot of people don't even think it's a drug. Oh, it's just alcohol. It's just alcohol. How many times have you heard that? But when you start us off at a young age, and we're like, yeah, we're fun, and at first you feel good, and it's just on the weekends with your buddies or whatever, you're having a big party, and chicks are stripping on your mom's table or whatever, and 300 people at your party, and it's like the best one in Florida.
Yeah, Cape Coral.
Yeah.
Sure.
It sounds fun. It sounds good. And you know what? You probably did have fun. It probably was a blast.
No, it's like, ugh.
But you get older, you start having bills, you start having responsibilities, you start having things happen outside of your control, and you like to control everything. At least I do. And when things happen and you can't do anything about it, but there is something you can do about it. If you're feeling a certain way, I know how to feel good because, back when I was 16, and man, I love that buzz. And well, maybe it doesn't feel the same. It doesn't make me feel alone anymore. It doesn't make me feel like I'm...
Drowns it.
Yeah, like, these bills, well, you know what? They're over there on the table now, yeah.
We'll get to you tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes, oh, man, them bills. Another one. And then it's a week later,
Electric gets cut off, and you're like, well...
I got candles.
Yeah.
Good
thing it's not cold.
Yeah, man, it's just a destructive path. And it's definitely... I don't know. I wouldn't let any kid of mine start at 16, 17, 18, 21. You want to venture off on it at 21? Okay, you're going to do it with me. But I'm not going to be drinking, so that's a good luck. You ain't drinking neither,
Yeah. You ever had anybody record a video of you?
No. Country did the other day in the car, and I was singing... No. Oh, that kind of video.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, not sex video. No.
I was going to say.
Embarrassing videos, like when you were just hammered.
Oh, yeah.
And
I remember one time I cut my couch in half with a chainsaw. It was pretty intense. And then we colored Jake Drosty head to toe black with permanent marker. And he woke up, he didn't know who he was. Just dumb kids, man.
It was probably stuff that he wasn't very fond of.
Oh, he couldn't get it off for like 3 days. Oof. And he tried rubbing it and turned purple, and then purple turned to a reddish color because he was rubbing so hard.
You ever have anybody though take a video of you like when you when you realized, okay, this drinking thing, it's not just for fun on the weekends anymore. Like, I have a problem. Like, I physically now and mentally, physically, I'm dependent on alcohol. Like, has anyone came to you and said, Trevor, you got to cut back on that? And you're like, yeah, I got this. You don't tell me what to do. And then maybe they hit you with the video one day, and then they showed it to you, and you're just like,
oh yeah, yep.
Made you even more pissed, and probably set you right back to
embarrassed, and then you pretty much cut them people out for time being, and just continue on that destructive path. I mean, that's what I did. I mean, for the last 4 years, it's been straight chaos. I mean, up till I'm almost 60 days now. It's been that destructive to myself, to my family, to my peers, to anybody that I was pretty much around. I mean, people that looked up to me couldn't look up to me. I heard the word potential. That's my least favorite word, but now, that I'm sober, I accept it. It's a word that I appreciate because a lot of people see a lot of potential in me. And I'm young and I can do a lot with my life, so I'm glad I caught it when I did. It's never too late or it's never too early from what I get from this program. And one day at a time, man. Strive forward, stay sober today, and deal with today. Tomorrow's tomorrow. That's a blessing. Mm-hmm. That's how I look at it now. And now that I'm getting in the big book, it's making sense. It all makes sense. You listen to your parents or your friends. Your friends don't really say it because they're influences. They're the ones you're drinking with. They're the ones that, you're partying with, getting crazy and having a good time. So you think you're having a good time until you check your bank account and it's just draining. Day by day, they don't care, but when it's gone, they're gone. I mean, that's just the vicious cycle of it. But hopefully some people from what we're doing will get it, man, and grasp it like we didn't. That's what we're trying to do here. 28, Corey's 40, so it goes to show that it's not just older people that need to quit drinking or partying hard. It's not even that all of you have to quit, just don't do it to the extent that we have done it. We're addicted, we have a disease, we're sick, man, and by the grace of God, we've all come together, and we're blessed to be in the same room, because I found some brothers, man, and I wouldn't be here today. And that's it, plain and simple. That's just how I feel about it. Yeah.
And you make real friends too.
Yeah, real friends that, they'll struggle. If you're struggling, they'll go out of their way to struggle with you, just to help you keep above water. I mean, everybody I know here will give me the shirt off their back, and I do the same. Not trying to steal my pizza, that's another thing.
Yeah, don't take the food.
Don't take the pizza.
But you said, though, like your friends probably aren't going to say nothing to you, but your real friends will.
Right.
And you probably distanced yourself from them on purpose.
Absolutely.
Because they were probably coming around going, yo, bro, you're drinking at 10 in the morning, and you're like, yeah. Well, I don't even want to talk to him. He's just, not.
Oh, yeah.
He's just not on the same page. He must have a problem. I can drink at 10 in the morning and be fine.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
just a
going
few
golfing.
beers. I'm going to get these shakes out. That's when you start realizing, too, like, I shouldn't be having shakes at 10 in the morning.
Oh, God, yeah, that's the worst. And then you can't go to the bathroom the right way. It's just, no solid form. And
yeah.
don't eat. Your diet's just god-awful, which mine's not great right now anyways. I was at Bear River for so long eating Linda's food. I got out and I'm like, oh, yeah, fast food. Woohoo! Good to be back. But I need to stop abusing it and get back on the right track. Eat some rabbit food or something healthy. But
yeah, we're excited, too. Looks like we're going to be going to Lansing for the UFAM rally. It's on May 17th.
Excited.
Lansing.
May 17th?
Yep.
Okay.
It's Friday.
Sweet.
Friday. You ain't got no job.
And guess what we're not doing today?
Not getting drunk or high. But we'll have stuff on our website. Hopefully, I'm trying to talk to Scott and see if we can get good in there. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Get good in there, and that way, we can do other things out there. But yeah, it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be thousands of people in recovery, and on the Capitol, we got to keep them away from the one chicks who like money, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know
now,
what you're
if there's a little person in one, then we'll just have to switch subjects right now, because let's talk about the Cubs.
About them Bears.
Yeah. And once I stopped watching the Cubs, I didn't really have the urge to drink anymore. And then they messed around and won the World Series, and that was
great.
drama. But no, that was not a stab at Rob and his Detroit Tigers talk the other day. Kind of went on the door, but no, Rob's not in the house today. He's not in. Well, he's here, but he's just not on the podcast. We're going to focus on Trevor. And Trevor, I don't know how deep you want to get into the subject, but one of the things that you probably will be talking about more and more, and when we go to the UFAM statewide rally on the 17th of Michigan in Lansing, is suicide prevention, suicide
awareness. Yeah,
awareness.
Absolutely. Well, it all stems. I mean, my little sister, going on 4 years now, June 8th, 2015. She did the deed, man. She took her own life over a guy. She was 20 years old and beautiful young girl. Could have been anybody she wanted to be. I mean, hands down, beautiful, fiery chick, man. She definitely held her own. But yeah, she took her own life, and it took a toll on her whole family. Our family definitely distanced itself. Don't really talk to my ma, I talk to my ma. I don't really talk to my dad or my brother anymore. My little brother's the one that found her. But what that caused me to do is I had a family of my own. I had a business in Tennessee. I started drinking heavily, like a half a gallon every 2 days maybe. And I was still functioning. I still ran a business. I still came home, attended to my family, but mentally I wasn't there. I drained my life away. I drained my family away. I drained everything away. I lost everything because I was a drunk. I mean, plain and simple, but I didn't accept it until just recently. I didn't realize that I had PTSD. I thought it was just for military men and women. But going to Bear River, they taught me, that multiple people have it, not just people in the military. And it took me, I don't know, 4 weeks, three weeks into Bear River to finally open up and share my story, and it was an Orange Group, OGOD, and I held a class for suicide prevention, suicide awareness. My counselor, Kim, therapist, asked me to host a class, and that's the topic I decided to choose. And the whole class definitely got together, and they were so abrasive. I've been told that was the most connected at any of them classes that any of them people have been to, and that really touched hard for me. But what it did is it allowed the people to, what do you call that, when they intertwine, like pretty much feel each other out, right? So one person had a story, the next person had a story, and then from so on it led to me telling my story. And my story is long. I'm not going to get into all the details right now. Over time, you guys will learn a little bit or a lot of bit about my life and what happened in this tragedy. But all I'm going to say is it led me to drink and abuse drugs, abuse myself, abuse everybody around me. I didn't care, I didn't care about what people were telling me or my family. I was oblivious to what was right in front of me, and it was going down my throat every single day. I didn't realize how much money I was spending and how much damage it was doing to everybody, especially to myself. I ended up getting 2 pulmonary embolisms in my lungs and an infarcted lung from drinking that much. By the grace of God or my sister, I was able to survive it, and a lot of people can't say that. And I continued on drinking, because I had my sister on my back of my mind that I'd never processed, losing my business, losing my family and myself. I never processed any of it. All I did was drain it away. I didn't allow myself to really connect with anybody, no higher power or anything like that. I didn't even know what a higher power was until 3 weeks ago, and I hadn't stepped foot in a church since my sister died, and Bear River got me to that point, man, and it felt like he was just talking right to me. Every word that came out of that pastor's mouth, it was like directed right at me, and it was like the light shining down there was shining at me. And I don't know, man, I'm not a crying type of person, but I definitely shed some tears, and people say that's good to do because it's out with the old, in with the new, or something like that. And it hit home for me, and I've been on this path now of success, you can say, and it's all because I quit abusing alcohol and drugs and allowed the people around me to help me. I hate to say it like this, but I've never ever worried about myself. I always put other people first. I'm a very caring, compassionate guy, and I would go without so that my friends or people that I care for, or people I didn't even know, I would help them out before I helped myself. And for the first time in my life, I'm 28 years old, I finally care for myself to say that I want to live, a long, happy, get old and wrinkly type life. And I never, ever thought that because I like the way I look, and I don't ever want to sit in a coffin wrinkly as shit. I don't. It's just, but now I do. I want to grow old with somebody one day. Whoever that lucky girl may be, I hope you got a lasso and a cattle prod because you might need it. But
that sounds lucky.
It'll be a fun time, let me tell you. But yeah, man, I'm very, very, very grateful, and I'll show gratitude for the rest of my life and appreciation because I know there's people out there right now who are in the same position that I was 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, 60 days ago almost. I know there's people out there. There's still people struggling and fighting with addiction. And I'm telling you right now, I'm only 28, and you think I didn't want to still party, get crazy, and have a yacht and all that cool stuff? Yeah, absolutely. I had a 6-figure business. I could have had that. But it don't matter anymore, man. What I'm going to die with is what did I do in this life to make a difference? What did I do in somebody else's life to make a difference? How many lives did I save? And that's what matters. That's what you go up there with. You don't go up there with a yacht. You don't go up there with a Lamborghini or a big bag of Coke. You don't do it. What you go up there is with your moral compass, the things that you've done to change people's lives. And I'm starting right here with myself and along with my brothers that stand right beside me. This is a long, long, hard work, long journey that we got to do, man. It's a we thing. It's not a me. It's not a I. It's a we. And we have this group. And yeah, we got people that are hating on us. Yeah, whatever. You're going to have haters everywhere you go. But I'll just fill up my haterade bottle and keep rolling with it, man. I don't really care about it. We just do our thing, and that's what we do. We do shenanigans. We have fun. We have sober fun. We get belly laughs. You feel like you're getting a 6-pack, but really you got a pony keg. But it's good times. And I can tell anybody out there that's listening to us right now, try it. And if you try it, do it. Because doing is the way to do it, man. There's no I can't. There's I can. Because y'all can, man. If I can do it, I know y'all can do it. And like I said, I was a wild stallion up in Idaho or wherever, running in the mountains. But now I'm in a damn, what do you call them, a horse ring, being saddled up by some cowboy.
At the fair.
At the fair, for little kids to get on and ride. 50 cents a ride. Yeah. God damn it, Johnny. Yeah, guys, that's a little bit of my story. I'm not going to get into detail, because I could go for hours and hours on end about suicide awareness, suicide prevention. Eventually I'd like to get us into schools and talking to younger generations, because that's where it starts. They're our next generation. I mean, them are going to be the ones that take over our jobs when we're ready to retire. I shouldn't say it starts with them. It starts with us. It starts with us being guidance for these kids, role models. Where say you see these people on NBA and NFL and MLB throwing tantrums and acting a fool, and they're making millions and millions of dollars, but these little kids look up to them. There's beer commercials, cigarette commercials. I mean, these kids are set up to fail. And if we can do anything as a community, stand together, lock arms, and let's show these kids that being sober is fun. Being sober is a life. You don't have to be drunk. I watched a thing on TED Talk one time, and it was an NBA basketball player. And he went to a school, and it was a high school, and in front of him, there was 4 girls, 17 years old, and they were wearing purple shirts. And I guess one of the girls stood up and told him, we're the sober kids out of the high school, and everybody in that high school started laughing. And the NBA basketball player, retired, said, I don't know what's wrong with you guys or why you're laughing, but it's very inappropriate. And he said, I would trade every single basketball jersey I had for one of them purple shirts back when I was in school. And that video, I mean, still to this day, I don't know, it just reminds me a lot of myself. I wish I would have done the same thing, or I would have been forced to follow more guidance, more rules. I was, like I said, a wild one, but it is what it is, man. live and learn. I wouldn't be the person I am today for it. You know, I definitely will talk to you guys more in the future about suicide prevention and suicide awareness, because that's one thing for me that definitely made me drink a lot of my life away. 4 years, 4 years solid. I mean, every single day. There might have been a break in there here or two, you know, but yeah, I drowned in myself, my sorrows. I drowned everything around me. I didn't even have feelings. I was so numb to the pain, numb to the thought of reality, that I couldn't even grasp myself waking up in the morning. Like, oh yeah, oh fuck, there's a bottle of fucking Fireball. Feel the burn. That's what it was like. Yeah, and then you just mask it. You mask it. You go around and mask, you know. And Steven said something about that one day in one of our classes. He said, I've seen so many people come in here, and I've seen multiple people that put on masks, and they just talk about the program, talk about the proper literature and shit like that. You know, they're not doing the deal, but they're just wearing a mask, and they're going to be the ones that are going to go back out there and fail. You know, and I feel like that's a sad way to look at it, because, you know, if you see that, we should try to, like, help that person, you know, and try to guide them and bring them back in, because we don't want anybody to fail. We want as many people as we can to be on this program and get with us. You know, we're 217. We're just a small little fish in a big ocean, you know, like a minnow. But we're growing, and we're going to make a name for ourselves, and we're going to be known. Whether it's today, tomorrow, a year from now, we're getting there, and we're going to get our message out there. Each one of us has their own characteristic traits, and that's just one of mine. You know, that's one thing I want to focus on. But that's pretty much what I'm thinking, man. That's what I'm feeling like sharing right now. I don't want to get too deep into this.
And we got plenty of time in the future.
Oh,
hopefully,
yeah.
If we wake up tomorrow, knock on wood.
Yeah, absolutely. Today's today, tomorrow's tomorrow.
Well, thanks, Trevor, for sharing that with us, man. It was nice to actually have more than 15 minutes. Yay.
Has it been that long? Oh, wow.
Well, it's been like 27 and 27. It was 27 when I said that. That's crazy.
I mean, we could keep going, but...
Well, yeah, I mean, people got to go to bed.
Right,
no,
yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. But, yeah, thanks again, though.
Corey is 40.
Single and 40. I ain't got no kids. What's up? So that keeps me young. It really does. Yeah. But, yeah, some of the stuff that Trevor said, though, just hits home for me as well. And it does for a lot of people. A lot of people with addiction, we struggle with the whole I'm not worth it, and I relapsed again. Why? I'm a piece of crap. You know, I don't deserve to live. I don't deserve, you know, a good life. I don't, you know, I'd rather just, you know, go out and just go to sleep and never wake up. And you don't realize, you know, my sister, she would tell me that, you know, she'd be crushed. And one time she said something that crushed me, and I don't blame her for saying it. I've said many things, and I'm sure you'll hear them in the future. But one thing that she said to me is, she's like, I don't know if I want you around, you know, my boys, because they're not going to know Uncle Corey until we go to his funeral, you know. And I'm just like, whoa, like that was pretty brutal. But, you know, that's just how she was feeling, you know. And
that's deep.
Yeah, it hurt, but I mean, it takes that hurt, and you know, pain and emotions and feelings are things that we run from. That's what I do. That's why I drank. That's kind of why you did too. You know, like I said, it starts off fun, good times, and then it turns to, I don't like feeling like this. I know what makes me feel better, and
a routine.
Yeah, and they said it's, you know, we're the normal ones. That's what normal people do. We don't like to feel pain. Right. You know, like it's in our blood, and then it gets to its second nature. Like we're not even thinking about it. You know, we're just going to the liquor store because that's what we do, and that's what's going to get me through the day. That's my medicine. But you know, alcohol and drugs, it takes such a huge toll on us, and it affects us in so many different ways. A friend of mine on Facebook just came out and said, "Hey, look, I'm tired of pushing this under the rug like there's nothing there." She was like, my brother has a problem, and I'm tired of him stealing my money. I'm tired of, you know, this and that. It's been for years, and it started because he was in my pills. That's what she said. And you know, kind of leading down that road, and she's just like, I'm tired of hiding it now. She's like, something needs to be done. And not that the people we're not bad people. People in addiction are not bad people.
No, we're just addicted.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. And sometimes, I told her, I was like, hey, if there's anything I can do for you, let me know. And she's like, okay, well, I need you come get them and throw them in rehab. And I was like, if it was only like that, it was only so simple. But
not that easy.
It's not that easy, but it is. But
they gotta want it, man.
If somebody doesn't know what to do, flip over your insurance card, your Medicaid card, flip it over, call them, talk to them, say, hey, look, this is what's going on. If you're having thoughts of suicide, if you've even thought about it, call. And there's a place in Grand Rapids that's perfect. And nobody's paying us to talk about them, so I could say Pine Rest. I went there; it was actually a lot of fun. I mean, not that it was fun, but it was fun. If you know. But I mean, it was good times, and it wasn't like good times like that, but it was comfortable, and majority of the people there cared about your health and your well-being, and that's something that Bear River, which they're not paying us either. That's why we can talk about them, but. No, if they were paying us, we'd talk about it more. Hint, hint.
Absolutely.
But not paying us, but donating. Donating so we'd have gas money and stuff like that. But better computers. But that's what I got out of Bear River is the people there, and not all of them. Some of them didn't care. And that was, but and it only takes one or two or three, that you can tell they care about you. And it can make, and Joyce, and she's godsend.
Joyce is amazing. She's a touchdown. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you could explain a woman in anything, she is a touchdown in a Super Bowl with 2 seconds left.
And she's Tom Brady, the female version. She is,
man. She's the real deal.
And I hate to say this, but I'm glad Joyce went through everything that she did, so that it put her in exactly the spot she was when I got there.
Yeah.
Doing the same exact, or not the same exact things, but. I'm just glad that everything happened, that I got to meet Joyce.
Oh, yeah.
Because, we wouldn't even be doing this podcast right now because I fear failure.
Yeah.
And I was like, I told her, I was like, I want to do this, and I've done radio for 20 years. She's like, well, you should do a podcast. And I'm like, man, I don't know. What if if it... And then I started thinking, she's like, wait, you know what you're doing? I'm like, yeah. And I was like, I won't let it, it's not going to suck. I'm not going to let it suck. And she's like, well, what are you afraid of then? I was like, I don't know. Other people saying, I don't have 20 years sober, 5 years sober. It doesn't matter.
It don't matter if you have
she's
5
like,
days.
Yeah, she's like, it doesn't. That matters nothing. And if it's people hating on you like that, they're just mad because they're not doing anything.
Absolutely.
Or they're not doing enough. And we're doing this because, well, if we help one person, that's great. If we do this every single day and only one person listens, hey, that's fine. Because you know what? It keeps us sober. It gives us something to do. It gives us something to look forward to. And, going to events like we're going to May 17th in Lansing, the UFAM rally,
Can't wait.
We're going to get more connected with the community. And, there's already resources on our site right now, 217recovery.com. If you go there, check out the resources. Now we got and I got to get onto this more, but a speaker. We're going to have a page full of speakers where you can listen to audio from speakers. And we're actually going to do it tonight. He's going to Matt is a great writer.
Absolutely phenomenal.
He's a little bit on the shy side though.
Yeah.
But he's a great writer, man. He writes some great stuff. And he's going to have his own little page dedicated to his writings, and he'll read one, I don't know, once a week, twice a week, whatever. Check back. But we're definitely going to do podcasts. We're going to try to get in the regular schedule. We've been kind of lazy, I guess, the last couple of days, but we're at least putting it out on the daily, so that way, hey, if it's something you want to listen to, feel free. That's the great thing about podcasting and the internet, and that's why the haters and the trolls, they can hate all they want, man. We appreciate you stopping by. That's the thing. You don't have to
still stop.
Yeah, you don't. You don't have to sit here and listen to it. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
We're not forcing you down your throat on the radio. We're not playing this stupid song one more time.
Oh God, yeah.
No, not doing that. No, and that's what we appreciate too, is the fact that you are listening to it, and it's not just my mom anymore. It's your mom too.
Yeah.
Thanks, Trevor. Bring your mom into this, and the support that we have been getting though is really great. And I'm not going to keep talking about that. I'm going to wrap it up here, but we got to get Matt's stuff going. But yeah, look for that on the website, and if there's any questions, hit us up, like us on Facebook, got some YouTube videos. There's going to be more of those. Subscribe to us there. Instagram.
Soon be on Twitter.
We're flying there. Yeah, we need to get a Twitter.
Yeah, I want to tweet.
I'll make you do that. You can
it.
control the Twitter.
Yeah.
So there's going to be nothing but booty pictures. So guys.
Hey, gentlemen, you'll be very proud.
Mm-hmm. Do you want uplifting quotes or do you want booties? Hey, we need to work the two. That's what we're going to do on Facebook tomorrow.
Quote and booty.
Yeah, I'm going to have a booty. You can pick a booty picture. I'll put it up, and then I'll put our little quote on a booty. Because that's best of both worlds, right?
Is it going to be a midget?
I don't know. One time I did that when I was working. I was supposed to upload Thong of the Day when I worked in Fort Smith. And, dude, I hated it because, man, we were at my office. It wasn't an office. It was a cubicle at that time. And the front desk lady was like super religious. And, dude, she would always come behind me when I was trying to look for Thong of the Days. And I'd be like, oh, and she'd be looking at me like, oh, he's just looking at pictures of girls' butts, And every time, dude, I wouldn't fail. I'd be like, all right, I'm going to do Thong of the Day today. And then, bloop, oh, Alice, hey, what's up? But one time I put a dude's ass on there, and it was for April Fools, and I zoomed in. Dude, I had so many people emailing me the next day when I was like, all you guys checking out that booty yesterday, that was a man. Man, I had so much hate mail. Like, one dude said he was going to come in there and kick my ass, because that wasn't funny. I'm like, what did you do to that picture, homeboy? But I read his email on the air and everything. It was good times. But, God. Yeah, we're going to try not to do that. Well, I don't know. Maybe the ladies will like it. Yeah, we need to get Rachel... She needs to start. We're trying to maybe get a woman into 217, and she's trying. She's doing good.
217 worthy.
She really is. But
she's got a long way to go.
Yeah, she was never in that room.
She needs a word.
So, yeah. Anyway, appreciate you taking the time and listening. Hopefully, you had a laugh or two, and hopefully, you got to know a little bit more about Trevor tonight.
A lot more to come.
Absolutely. So
it's nice chatting with you guys.
If I get this mouse to work, I'm gonna stop this recording and then go to Amazon and buy a new mouse. Yeah, thanks. Check
Thanks,
us out.
Guys. Have a good night.
217recovery.com.